In this video, I'm going to be giving tips on how to do a handstand and explaining sort of how to, but this is just before we start. I'll show what a headstand looks like. If you saw my last video, you would see. This is a headstand, and there's different ways you can do it, like that straight. There's like stag, and then there's double stag, tuck. So my favorite is tuck because it's the easiest one, but if you're doing it on a wall, which I recommend you start with, then you can do straight or however you want it. So first, my favorite tip is that when you're going, you want to put your hands down first and then rest your head like right here on your palms. That way your head's not like really like, there's no weight on your head on the floor. And another tip is that you should use a soft surface or put a pillow under. So here, another tip is that when you're going up, the easiest way is just to put your feet in a tuck right here. That's the easiest way. And then as you get better, you can try to straighten out. And it's a lot easier to do a headstand than a handstand, because think of it like this. Is it easier to balance on a smaller stool or like a whole table? A whole table, because there's more room. Here in a handstand, you're just balancing on your hands, but in a headstand like this, you have all this to balance on and adjust on. So if you feel like you're about to fall back, then lean more on your hands and your head. But if you feel like you're falling forward, lean more here. And I really recommend using a wall first. I don't have a wall right here, and I would use that, but the camera's right there. So here's how you would do it if you had a wall. So if the wall was right here, you would kick up with one foot, and if your foot can't reach all the way, just make sure your head is pretty close to the wall, like right there. That way you can just kick up and catch the wall. And don't be afraid of falling that way, because the wall's there. And unless you try not to tuck your head in, because then you might roll forward and hit the wall. So be leaning that way a little more. And if you get comfortable with doing it on the wall, when you're on the wall, let's just say I'm on the wall, you can just lift your feet off the wall a little more to try and see if you can balance. And if you can hold it for maybe 10-20 seconds without the wall, but it's right there, then you should definitely try it without one. And I really don't, like I said before, I really don't recommend doing this on wood or harder surfaces, just in case your head hits it or if you fall forward and you hit it. So let me show you the best way to fall if you're going each way. So if you're falling the same way that you came up, it's not that hard to, you just put your feet down. But if you're going the other way, you want to land in sort of like a bridge. Here, one second. It's like a bridge, but I don't know, because you're like this, so it's like an elbow bridge. So that way, if you fall forward, you're like this, and then you can just slide down. Okay, so if you can do a bridge, but you don't know if you can do that elbow bridge, this is how you would do it. So you go into your bridge, and then you drop down into try dropping down on one, then drop down onto your second, and then rest your head on your hands. If you can do a bridge, it's pretty easy, but if you can't do a bridge, check out my video where I show you how to do a bridge. And let's show the different ways you can do a headstand. So if you're like this, there is double stag. Whoa, 1 second. I feel like it's a lot easier to fall that way than forward. So definitely watch for that. Let's try. So if you're up, there's straight, tucked, double stag, and there, if you can figure out any other ways, comment down below and I'll try them out and maybe make a video for it. Thanks for watching. Comment if you get your headstand.